I'll tell you a little story about my brush with death. Happened at the age of 13. And I'll tell you that 13-year-old boys like a couple different things. One, they really like girls even though they don't know how to talk to them. And they really like hijinks, any kind of pranks, slight trouble you can cause, nothing like felony-wise, but like probably definitely like a solid second-degree misdemeanor. And so those are like the two things I really liked as a 13-year-old. And so Memorial Day weekend, my 8th grade year, my best friend Eric Schabelsky and I go to this campground with his parents. I had never been to a campground before. Apparently it was heaven. We get there and there's all these other kids that are 13 with raging hormones, and there's a basketball court and a pool, and at night they had a dance. Like, it was fantastic. So Eric and I were very smooth as 13-year-olds, and we met up with a couple girls. One girl was named Kelly Gunter, the other one was Christy Marshall. Their names are not lost to history, at least not my history. I had never kissed a girl before. So tonight was gonna be a big night. Like, this was gonna be a big deal. And so we're dancing at the dance, you know, the good old like, because you know, you don't really know how to dance either. And these girls, I don't know if they were a little fast or what, but they invited us back to their conversion van afterwards. And so it happens that their parents were staying in the camper, and the girls were staying in the conversion van that was parked outside. And they said, "Oh yeah, you can come, it'll be fine." And we were like, "Oh, are your parents there?" They're like, "Yeah, but they're in the camper. They never come out and check on us or anything. You'll be fine." Eric and I are like, "Yeah, bro." So it gets dark. We head over there. You know, it's serpentine. It's dark. You're taking like woody trails. Like, it really is like a Mission Impossible movie, or at least it felt like a Mission Impossible movie. So we get there. We do like our cool little like knock on the conversion van back door. They open it and they're like, "Hurry up, get in." We hop in, and like, I'd never been in a conversion van. And first of all, I was amazed by the amenities. Like, I was like, "There's a TV in here?" Like, this is the 1990s, so I'm like, "You have a traveling television? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen." And the real thing that was a real highlight and maybe intimidated me a little bit at the time was that the entire back of the conversion van was a mattress. Now, I had never kissed a girl before, and it looked like we were going straight into making out. So, you know, a lot of pressure there. But things went well. You know, we had a negotiation. You know, I said, "Eric likes you, Kelly. Do you like him?" And she said, "Yeah, he's cute." And I said, "Okay, good." And then Eric said, "Christy, Jason likes you. Do you like him?" Christy was like, "It's fine." And I was like, "Yes." And then, so after the negotiation, it was time to get down to business, and we start kissing. Now, Christy had braces, which I wasn't prepared for, and also she had been chewing Big Red. And I was just fascinated by the fact that when you chew gum, it doesn't just help your breath, it actually makes your saliva taste like something. And so because I was so smooth, I was like, "Oh, you've been chewing Big Red, huh?" And she was like, "Yeah, weirdo." Like, I'm sure she was like, "What is going on here with this dude?" And then like, we'd go and kiss like for a couple more minutes, and then I'd be like, "Man, tastes just like cinnamon." And she was like, "Yeah, I was chewing gum." I'm like, all right, fine. Then all of a sudden, like, things are going well, you know, we're making out, I don't know what I'm doing, but it seems like it's fantastic. And then I hear like, on the back of the conversion van, Christy's like, "Go up under the front seats, it's my dad." Luckily, we were little, because we were 13. So we climb into the footwell in the two front seats. Eric's in one, I'm in the other one. And Christy opens the door and she's like, Dad, what is it, God? And like her dad's like, I thought I heard noise out here. And she was like, no, it's just Kelly and I, we were just giggling, doing girl stuff. And he was like, all right, well, I hope there's no trouble out here. In my brain, all I'm hearing is like, I'm going to kill those boys. But he goes back inside. And Eric and I are like, all right, we're out of here. We're good. The girls are like, no, you have to stay. We're having fun. And so, of course, we were like, yeah, we have to stay. We're having fun. So we stay another couple minutes and more making out. And I don't know if the van was rocking or what, but the dad came a knocking again. And this time he was a little more insistent with the knocking. And basically, like, pulled the back door open. Just as he pulls it open, Eric and I each bolt out of the front doors. So I go out the passenger side, Eric goes out the driver's side. We're running full speed, and I hear this guy scream, I'm gonna kill you, little fuckers! And we're split up. So we both go our own separate ways. As soon as we split up, I hear boom, boom, boom. This guy was fucking shooting at us. At a campground. It was the most horrifying thing I could even imagine. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. So remember earlier I said there's two things that teenage boys really like. Hijinks, shenanigans, and girls. And they're usually not good with girls. And the hijinks and shenanigans are really fun, but apparently very dangerous. And so if you want something that's really going to screw up, possibly in a positive way, a boy's vision of the world, just give him a giant adrenaline shot of someone shooting him with his first makeout, and you're good to go for the rest of your life.